Tom Brady called out as racist for winning Super Bowl during Black History Month while white. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Kansas City Chiefs 31-9 in the obviously the last Super Bowl on Sunday night, winning the franchise's second league championship and becoming the first team to ever raise the Lombardi Trophy on their own home field. The victory was the seventh in a Super Bowl. For quarterback Tom Brady, extending his own all-time league record. Brady now has more Super Bowl victories as a player than any franchise in the NFL. It's a big deal. But many on Twitter, here we go. Now, many on Twitter appeared to have been triggered by Brady's victory. Brady is no stranger to controversy, and last week in USA Today's Nancy Moore attacked him for not only being white, but for his apparent support of Donald Trump. It won't come as much of a surprise that Twitter users are calling his victory over Patrick Mahomes racist because it happened during Black History Month. So let's take a look at some of these tweets. Now, some of them you could tell, some people are joking. It's a lot of black people. Some people are dead serious in these tweets. This is real. These are real people. They're dead serious with what they're saying. So I'm going to take you guys through woke Twitter. So here's one by a verified account named Zito. If Tom Brady beats Patrick Mahomes during Black History Month, then we have to double whatever we're demanding from reparations. Now, I think that's a joke. Okay, so it gets worse. Here are some more tweets from woke Twitter, woke black Twitter. There is no world where I'm rooting for Tom Brady to win a Super Bowl during Black History Month. That is a real tweet. People make everything about race. Let's continue with woke Twitter as we go down this rabbit hole of racism. Here's another by the name Jizzy. Jizzy, that's a pretty provocative Twitter name. I'm pretty sure that's going to get you a job in the future. Well, maybe if you have an OnlyFans account. I would bet that this person, Jizzy, with her tongue hanging out on Twitter, has an OnlyFans account. I don't know. Someone look it up. Tom Brady winning during Black History Month is so racist. I mean, here, she clarifies down here, LMAO. Someone says, I really hope this is a joke. LMAO, it was, but now I'm getting kick out of all the butthurt people, so I decided to just let it ride. So she tries to kind of pull back, and, you know, these people are just obviously being provocative on Twitter, but there's more. Here's another one. I feel like it's racist that Tom Brady beat Patrick Mahomes during Black History Month. And then a day later, people under this post are mad. It's Twitter. Get all of y'all's feelings over a joke. See, people post this stuff. They're dead serious. But then a day later, see, he posted that February 7th. A day later, oh, you're mad. It's just Twitter. Get over your feelings. How come you could make racist jokes from the perspective of it coming from black people, but you can't make racist jokes for anything else or any other race? Why? I mean, you guys remember the old days of YouTube? Yeah, there's a lot of racist comedy on YouTube. I remember those days, man. But if it's black people or people making jokes from the perspective of the black community, they can say it on Twitter and get away with it, and then a day later walk it back because everyone realizes that they're woke morons. Let's continue. Here we go. Tom Brady. This one wasn't walked back. Tom Brady surpassed Michael Jordan in number 1 of championships during Black History Month. I don't care. That's got to be racist. This is a dead serious tweet. It didn't really get that much traction, but this is what people are saying. Tom Brady, because Michael Jordan's got 6 rings, now Tom Brady's got 7. And because he's white, this person takes to Twitter and says, Tom Brady surpassed Michael Jordan in number 1 of championships during Black History Month. I don't care. That's got to be racist. Welcome to woke Twitter. So let's continue. These don't end. They just go on and on. Here's one that was by this person named Jam Runts. This person tweeted and said, Tom Brady beating a black QB during Black History Month just feels racist. Feels. Everything is feelings with these people, with these leftists. These people are racist, dude. Let's see. This looks like it appears to be a joke, but I'm going to read it. I'll give Tom Brady his credit in March, but right now it's Black History Month and I'm not acknowledging it. Nah, I'm playing. Okay, that was obviously a joke. See, like I said, some of these were jokes. I'm going to give credit, but some of these are dead serious. Really racist, woke Twitter. Here's another one saying, Brady winning Super Bowls during Black History Month every effing year is the third most racist thing to ever happen in history. Right now in the USA, we're at our peak with woke culture. We're at our absolute peak. And now that the woke culture has, gained ground and they have their hands on the levers of power and they could say whatever they want, they could be racist if they want. Now they're starting to catch on to the fact that Tom Brady has been smashing on black people for decades now. And it's not racist. It's just that he's better than them, period. As if a black guy's never won the Super Bowl anyways. Come on, give me a break. Shut the hell up. I'm sick of this stuff. Here we go. Here's another one. Here's another genius tweet. Ain't no way Tom Brady winning 7 Super Bowls during Black History Month ain't racist. How is that racist? Please explain to me. This one wasn't brought back either. Here's another one down the path of woke Twitter. This is interesting. Your new favorite person. Tom Brady won another ring during Black History Month. Ancestors, we've failed you. I don't know. That might be a joke, but some of these people are dead serious. They're absolutely dead serious. Here's another one by Bryce. Here's another one right here. Here we go. Tom Brady beating Patrick Mahomes during Black History Month has to be racist. Hashtag Super Bowl. This is woke culture. Some of these people are dead serious. Here's another one right here that I missed from Openly Black. Intrepid is their Twitter handle. Something about Tom Brady winning a Super Bowl during Black History Month just feels racist. Everything with these feelings, man. All these people caught up in their damn feelings over and over and over and over and over and over again. Here's another one. Patrick Mahomes, half black, right? And Tom Brady doing this to him on Black History Month. This got to be racist some way. It has to be, man. And look, a day later, when they start getting called out, middle-aged white people have found this tweet and are taking it seriously. Seriously, do these folk not know what a joke is? Oh, and InfoWars used my... See, but here's the thing. They posted on February 7th, and a day later, when they start getting called out for their stupidity and racism, they start to, oh, it was just a joke. It was just a joke. But, guys like conservatives, let's pull this down. Conservatives like Steven Crowder can't make jokes like this. Imagine if white people started... Imagine if the script was flipped. Imagine if a bunch of white people took to Twitter and started saying the same exact things. But saying, oh, Tom Brady, a white man, beat a black man during Black History Month. Yeah, yay for white people. Imagine if they're saying the same exact thing. What the hell would happen? Twitter would be on fire. There would be a purge of white people on Twitter. Anyone that supports Tom Brady would be designated a domestic terrorist immediately. That's a racist. Immediately. People would be wiped off the face of planet internet and big tech if it was white people that were saying the same things and then walking it back saying it was just a joke. You'd have AOC, you'd have Rashid Tlaib, you'd have Cori Bush, you'd have all these people, all these radical leftists. It's so racist. You'd have CNN, headline news, racist white people back up Tom Brady and not even mention that people were joking. Some were. I gave that credit. Some weren't. Some were dead serious. They believe that it's racist that a white man beat a black man in the Super Bowl, even though that white man has black people on his damn football team. And somehow it's racist. Even though there are black guys on the freaking Tampa Bay Buccaneers that got a Super Bowl ring, taking pictures, popping champagne with Tom Brady in the locker room, somehow Tom Brady is a racist. Make it make sense to me. Please make it make sense to me, because it makes zero sense that Tom Brady has black teammates on his team, yet woke Twitter takes to Twitter, some were joking, some were not, dead serious, saying that it's got to be racist that Tom Brady beats a black man in the Super Bowl during Black History Month. Yet none of those black guys on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which, by the way, let me make this point. Don't you find it hilarious that the NFL is investing like hundreds of millions of dollars? This was like headline news the other day. The NFL is investing hundreds of millions of dollars to combat systemic racism in America, which obviously is always what? About black people. It's not about Hispanics. It's not about Asians. It's not about Arabs. It's not about anybody else, but always black people, right? Don't you find it interesting? Listen, you're going to like this. Trust me. Don't you find it interesting that the NFL is cutting paychecks? You want to talk about you want to talk about blacks being lifted out of poverty? How many success stories have been told from young black Americans that made their way through high school, through college, got scholarships, ended up in the NFL, making millions of dollars a year, superstars, living wealthy? Talk about being pulled out of poverty. Don't you find it interesting that it's the NFL cutting hundreds of millions of dollars of paychecks, money directly into the pockets of black people, black athletes on multiple teams yearly, now all of a sudden is investing hundreds of millions of dollars to fight against systemic racism? If anything, to give credit to the NFL, you want to talk about fighting against systemic racism and breaking racial boundaries? If anything, the NFL itself is a testament of diversity in the United States of America, pulling blacks out of poverty. That's the American dream. Why the hell does the NFL have to invest hundreds of millions of dollars to fight against systemic racism when they kind of have already been part of that solution to break those racial boundaries, pulling a lot of black dudes out of poverty? And that's generational wealth. Nobody can sit here and tell me that there aren't black guys making hundreds of millions of dollars in the NFL, in the major leagues. The list goes on. In the NBA, for God's sake. Are you serious? Black guys rule the NBA. You gonna sit here and tell me that that's not a black-dominated sport at this point in 2021? What, is it racist that LeBron James is better than a lot of white people? Is it racist when LeBron James wins the NBA Finals that because he's black, it's racist because he beat a white guy that was on the opposite side of the team? You don't understand how ridiculously stupid this logic does not add up, no matter where you apply it to, especially when you apply it to the other side. Let's flip it. We've had greats. We've had many great sports superstars. I grew up looking to this. I love sports. My whole thing was sports. I loved it. That was my whole thing. I'm very competitive person. But God had a different plan for me. I've always looked up to the greats. Jackie Robinson, Hank Aaron, Michael Jordan, freaking Kobe Bryant, for God's sake. The list goes on. Donovan McNabb. The list goes on. LeBron James, like the list goes on and on. Shaquille O'Neal, all these black dudes that have made hundreds of millions of dollars finessing the capitalist American system, being pulled out of poverty, and we're going to sit here and say that America is the most racist it's ever been, and it's in existence since its inception? That's blasphemy. That's ridiculous. That makes no sense whatsoever. I can't even count on my two hands how many black multimillionaires there are in this country alone. In this country alone. I can name billionaires at that point. Dr. Dre, Jay-Z, P. Diddy, The Game, 50 Cent. There's 5 right off the bat. Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, Kobe Bryant, God bless his soul, but was a superstar, multi-cajillionaire, right?
The list, LeBron James. The list goes on. How many black superstars that are living the most lavish lifestyles you could probably possibly ever dream of.